Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esteemed Gentleman podcast for Thursday, April 15th. I am your host, Scott Labrie, and join alongside me, we have Uncle Teabag down there.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
And up above me on the video, we got All Day Eric DeShane.
Hello. How's it going down there?
Pretty good. If you would, stop being so damn loud. No. We are doing a weird wrestling quiz, as you can see on the video. If you're listening to this on our podcast service, there is a video aspect, but I'll be reading out the questions so you can kind of play along as well. And yeah, I wanted to do this just because wrestling can be awesome and it can be fun. It can make you cry, it can make you laugh. It can also make you question why you watch it at all. And this is kind of focusing on that last part, because there's been some really strange decisions in the past when it comes to storytelling in WWE and other wrestling promotions as well. So you guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
Cool. So you guys both have the slideshow up on your own screens. And
yes.
We're just going to go on to slide number 2. And this is Perry Saturn's lover. You guys know who Perry Saturn is?
No fucking idea.
He's a wrestler.
You don't say. Wow. Wrestling quiz.
He was a mid-card wrestler. Well, that's what they kind of call him. That way, he never was a world champion. He was just always kind of there as filler. So, the WWE have always had a wild cast of characters, and the 1990s were no different. Perry Saturn wasn't always a weirdo. He was a tough guy who would be accompanied to the ring by his valet and girlfriend, Terry Runnels. That was until a head injury caused him to mistake a... excuse me. Piece of saliva go down my throat there. That was until a head injury caused him to mistake a common household object for Terry. What was the common household object? Was it A, a mop, B, a coat rack, or C, a vacuum?
I could see a mop being the most obvious choice, because a mop upside down could be like...
That's totally that's yeah.
You guys are locking in. You're going with mop?
Yeah, I'll say mop.
Well, let's see if you're correct. Let's go on to the next slide. You guys are correct. It was a mop.
Yeah. Nice.
He fell in love with this mop. Started calling it Moppy. He would come out with his eyes crossed and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what his legacy is to this day.
I knew were weird.
Very strange. Wow. Moving on to the... You guys are 1 for 1. Good job.
Hey.
Moving on to the next question here. We have Mr. McMahon's illegitimate son. Yeah, Mr. McMahon over there in a do-rag for some reason. Back in 2007-2008, the WWE were looking to add some real drama to their show, so they came up with a storyline that Vince McMahon had an illegitimate son. Fans were super into the idea and theorized for months on who it could be. Who was revealed to be Vinnie Mac's illegitimate son? Was it A, Triple H, meaning he married his sister, Stephanie McMahon? Was it B, Mr. Kennedy, a rising star who shared the same middle name as Vince? Vincent Kennedy McMahon is his full name. Or C, Hornswoggle, a little person who dressed up as a leprechaun?
I want to say Triple H because that would be like something they would pull in the WWE. So I would say Triple H.
An incest angle.
I'm going to say Hornswoggle because he looks like a little leprechaun. He would represent Vince McMahon big time because he's just a little guy, little weirdo.
Yeah. One of you guys is correct. Let's see who it is. It is Tyler. See, it is Hornswoggle. If you're watching the video podcast, you can see of Hornswoggle with his father Vince there sharing a a touching moment, I'm sure. Funny story, Hornswoggle was actually in another kind of storyline almost very similar to this, where they had an anonymous general manager, which was like a laptop that would be like calling the shots on the show, and everybody's like, who's the anonymous general manager? And then at the end, it was Hornswoggle again. And everybody's like, what the hell, man?
Son. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Moving on to question 3. We got the Tale of Katievick. Probably one of like the worst stories ever looking back on it. Eric, you kind of familiar with this?
I remember this one somewhat. Yeah, I kind of
Okay.
remember
Okay.
it a little bit.
All right, back in 2002, the Big Red Machine, Kane was after Triple H's World Heavyweight title. A storyline was created to shed light on Kane's past. It was revealed that Kane was romantically involved with a woman named Katievick. Triple H, being the bad guy in the feud, accused Kane of a heinous crime involving Katie. What did Triple H accuse Kane of doing? A. Pedophilia. Katievick was actually 13 years old. B. Necrophilia. Kane had sex with Katievick's dead body at a funeral home. Or C. Murder. Kane murdered Katievick after she cheated on him.
I think it's murder. I think it's C.
Ooh,
The whole thing was murdered Katievick. I think that's what they were going with. I can't remember too much.
2002?
Yeah.
What was the social climate back in 2002?
I mean, I don't think it would have been.
You're still
maybe the
kind of in the
necrophilia one?
Attitude Era, so
Yeah, I still
they're
would go
still
with
going crazy.
C.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with necrophilia because he's kind of like a demonic character looking thing. So I mean, yeah.
And
maybe
with that, Tyler, you are 3 for 3.
Oh,
Necrophilia.
You went there.
So
Oh.
this is actually a video they played on live TV, and that is actually Triple H wearing Kane's mask, and he is fondling a mannequin in there, reenacting. He was reenacting what Kane did. And
I have to go like Carly, and I'm sorry. 1 second, boys. I feel bad.
let's hit pause on the podcast. We'll be right back.
Sorry. Back.
I gotta edit this one now.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming out Thursday. You got time.
Yeah, true.
Really, they went with necrophilia. I could have sworn that there wasn't something that Kane murdered somebody at one point.
This is like the Undertaker attempted
That's
to
what
kill
I'm thinking of.
Kane by
Undertaker.
setting him on
Yes,
fire.
that's what it was. Undertaker
that?
killed Kane. That's what that was. Yes.
I'm sorry.
I could have sworn there's something with Kane and murder. I thought it was that, but it's Undertaker. That's right.
All good.
She almost peed her pants.
Did you have the key to get in, or what?
No, I locked the door too because if she escapes, she likes to run outside.
Oh God!
She's
Put a
getting
bell on that kid, Christ.
Cool. You guys ready to get back at it?
Yep.
Okay. And we're back. And we're moving on to the next question. Let's go. Keep it in your pants. Val Venus was one of the WWE's strangest characters. This guy's gimmick was a male porn star turned wrestler. He'd come out with a towel around his waist and take it off like a stripper, like literally be like doing a dance. And Val, being the horn dog he slept with the wife of Yamaguchi-san, the manager of a faction of Japanese wrestlers called Kaientai. How did Kaientai and Yamaguchi-san get back at Val Venus? Was it A, attempted to cut off his penis with a katana, B, tricked Val into sleeping with a man, or C, threw him in a garbage truck and pulled the lever?
What year was this from?
This was in the early 2000s again.
Okay,
around the same time.
Like B be something they would kind of pull back in the day. So they wouldn't do it now, the sleep with a man thing. So I would say B, they maybe would have tried to get away with that back in the day.
That was my first instinct too.
Yeah.
But I feel like I remember something being told about a garbage truck. Well, I don't know if it was for this guy or for somebody else.
The Ninja Turtles movie by chance or no?
Yeah, well, that obviously, but now you know what? I think it's B. It's gonna be into sleeping.
Yeah,
going with sleeping with man.
Yeah.
This is your first miss, Tyler, because it is A, choppy your pee-pee.
Oh.
This
oh my God.
And if you
look at the guy with the katana. Cut his dick off.
So yeah, they ended the show with this like right before it went to credits. They showed this off, and yeah, that ended the show. And then he came back the next week, and they're like, "So how did that go?" He's like, he said he survived thanks to a little shrinkage, so it remained intact. So there you have it.
Wow. The 2000s was a strange place to be.
Very
World.
yeah.
Moving on, we have the greatest tag team. You guys might get this one because I think I've talked to you guys about it before. But Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels go way back. They've been friends and they've been enemies. And well, on the pay-per-view Backlash in 2006, Vince McMahon, along with his son Shane, were set to face Shawn Michaels and his legendary partner. Who was Shawn Michaels' partner? Was it A, Bigfoot, B, the Terminator, or C, God?
God, I remember this one.
I remember this one too. Yeah.
You guys are both correct. It was, in fact, God, born again Christian Shawn Michaels, and Shane McMahon was poking fun, said you're wrestling God, and they had a little spotlight come down the ramp, and yep. There is no bottom when it comes to Vince McMahon. That is for sure. Moving on to the next question, we have the Odd Couple, and before his World's Strongest Man and Hall of Pain gimmicks, Mark Henry was known as Sexual Chocolate and was part of the weirdest love story of all time. Mark Henry was having an affair with Mae Young while despite her name was very old. And the two were on an on-screen couple for a long time and even got married and went on a honeymoon. And I want to know, how did their love story end? Was it A, Mark Henry killed Mae Young with too much sex? B, they broke up when it was revealed Mark Henry was sleeping with another old woman? Or was it C, Mae Young got pregnant and gave birth to a rubber hand?
What?
What?
That's extremely random just to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's almost specific, Scott.
Yeah.
I want to say it's B because that's something they would probably do back in the day. Was just to make it that much like weirder with that, just with one older woman than with another older woman. Yeah, I'm gonna say B.
You going B?
I'm gonna say A. Too much sex killed her.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah.
It was specific for a reason because it actually happened. She gave birth to a rubber hand.
What the fuck?
That doesn't even make sense. How?
It doesn't make sense. You're right.
I remember this character that goes sexual chocolate. I remember the chocolate across the chest and his uniform and everything else. It was a weird time back then.
They kind of, so of course, like they never mentioned this for years and years because why would you? But Mark Henry got inducted to the Hall of Fame a couple years back, and they did a funny little gag where an adult came out with like a big hand costume, and it was like the hand grew up, and he's there for his dad's induction to the Hall of Fame, which was kind of funny.
Fuck.
Yeah. Very strange. On to the next question we have. To the rescue. WWE wasn't the only wrestling company guilty of doing bizarre angles. WCW had its fair share, like the time Sting was having trouble with Sid Vicious and Ole and Arn Anderson. The three beat up Sting and threw him in a metal cage, but a movie hero arrived just in time to make the save. Who freed Sting? Was it A, Superman, B, RoboCop, or C, John McClane?
I don't think
What year was this?
something like that.
This is 1990.
RoboCop.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put RoboCop.
You guys are correct. It was RoboCop. He ripped the door off the cage. Crowd just loved it. He even had the walk down and everything.
Oh, was it Peter Cullen, or do you know who it was?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not. No.
Yeah. And you see Sting stopping RoboCop from going any further because there's no way he could fight in that costume. So.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Can't even see, probably.
Probably not.
It's probably all just jet black.
Moving on, we got suspended in midair, and one of the best wrestling matches is the ladder match. Competitors beat each other with no disqualification, beat each other up, I should say, with no disqualifications, and the only way to win is to climb a ladder and grab whatever is hanging above the middle of the ring. Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio had probably the most bizarre ladder match in history. What was hanging above the ring? Was it A, adoption papers for Rey's son Dominic, B, a contract with a record label, or C, an autographed photo of Vince McMahon?
Adoption papers.
Um,
That's something weird enough they would do with that. I think I remember this one. Yeah, I can almost remember it in my
I'm
head.
gonna say record label
You
because
go
it
with record label?
sounds so weird and out of character.
I remember this one. Yeah, it's.
I guess.
One of you is correct, and it is Eric. There you have it.
Yeah,
Custody
I
of
can
Dominic
remember
ladder
this.
match.
Was it it was a briefcase hanging, right? I think it was, or was it a
Yeah,
folder?
it's always a briefcase of some sort usually
Yeah.
hanging there.
Yeah, I remember this one. Yeah.
Yeah,
This would have been like what? That was like 2001 ish.
Actually, I think it's like probably like 2006, 2007.
Oh,
Actually,
really? I thought it was earlier than that. Okay.
Mhm.
No.
Yep. Now Dominic is in a wrestler himself. He's all grown up.
Oh.
Kinda
Oh,
crazy.
there you go.
Miss you, Eddie.
Yes. Rest in peace. And the next one we have, and they lived happily ever after. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are the biggest power couple in wrestling and destined to take charge of the WWE whenever Vince decides to leave this mortal plane.
Yeah,
But
if you ever done that.
it's when he decides, because he's not going to die otherwise.
Be a legend forever.
But they weren't always together. Before Trips, Stephanie was with another wrestler named Test, and they were set to get married on an episode of Raw. All was going well until Triple H interrupted the wedding to drop a bombshell. What did Triple H reveal? Was it A, Vince agreed to have Stephanie marry Triple H in an arranged marriage? B, Test was an illegal immigrant trying to get a green card? Or C, Triple H drugged Stephanie and married her in Vegas?
They're all good. I want to say
Oh
C.
my god, they're all so close.
Oh, like this B is
He is
something
so
would-
racist and
yeah,
amazing.
he would absolutely do back in the day. But I'm gonna say C.
No, I'm gonna say B. He's an
Yeah.
illegal immigrant trying to get a green card.
Once again, Eric is correct.
Yeah,
He drugged her, married her in Vegas, and showed this video
I
off.
remember as well. Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
It's pretty bad, but I think at the time they were actually dating. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure. So
Okay. Yeah.
Well, at that point they were already married, weren't they? Or
Well, that's all choreographed anyway. It's
Oh,
just like the stuff that they come up with, man.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
I think I have one more question. I think so, yeah.
Mhm.
Celebrate good times. Everybody loves a bad guy, and Edge was really good at being bad. One of Edge's most legendary moments is when he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase to face an injured John Cena for his WWE Championship. Cena stood no chance after being bloodied from the Elimination Chamber match prior, and Edge won his first World Championship. The next night on Raw, Edge and his then girlfriend Lita decided to celebrate. What did they do to celebrate? Was it A, they threw a big party and invited John Cena's dad? B, they had sex in the middle of the ring? Or C, they went to a plastic surgeon to get Lita breast implants?
oh man,
I don't think she needs breast implants.
yeah.
Might be
Having
an
sex in
after
the middle of
picture,
the
you never
ring.
know.
If there's kids around, I don't see that happening. Watching
I would
that.
say yeah. I would say
I'm gonna say
A.
A. They invited John Cena's dad.
WWE ain't care no about kids. They had live sex celebration in the middle of the ring.
my god.
But
Oh,
then
they-
they
yeah.
didn't actually get. They did strip to their underwear, and I think she did get topless and go under the covers. Eventually, they got interrupted when John Cena came out. And,
Ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, oh, the poor kid.
yeah, I remember going to watch this episode when I was as a kid, and yeah, my mom heard that they were doing a live sex celebration in the main event, and she's like, "You're not watching this episode." I'm like, "They're not. It's not gonna happen. John Cena's gonna come out." I like it. She's like, "No,
Just
you're not
call it.
allowed."
Yeah.
And then I stayed up late and I watched the rerun of it.
That's awesome.
And that is there we go. We now move on to the true or false part of it. You guys are just gonna hang on this screen, or you can even close it because I have these on my phone.
Okay.
So those other ones are storyline stuff. This is real life stuff. and you guys are gonna say it's either
Okay.
true or false. True or false? There once was a WWE branded restaurant.
Ooh, I would say true. That's
True.
something Vince would obviously do.
It is true. It was called WWF New York, and it was in Times Square. On their menu, instead of appetizers, it was called the opening match, and entrees were the main event.
Yeah, that's something Vince would be all for. If he can brand WWF wherever the fuck he could, he would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Besides releasing entrance themes on CD, WWE had CDs with the wrestlers singing original songs as well. True or false?
True.
True. Sure.
Very true. There was actually like 4 or 5
Yeah, I remember
albums
seeing some of those. Yeah.
of wrestlers singing. So you can imagine how good that was.
I think Eddie Guerrero did a song. I want to say who else that sang? I want to say King or not. Triple H sang a couple of songs too, or there's a few of them.
There's a lot. There's even like all the way back to the 80s called like Pile Driver or something like that, and you had like
I think Hogan released one too back
Mhm.
in the day. Oh yeah,
you betcha. Okay, well, actually this one is actually not a real life one, but it's pretty good still. DDP Diamond Dallas Page was a fan favorite and a multiple time world champion in WCW, but when he came to WWE, the first thing they did was make him a creepy stalker. True or false?
I want to say true.
False.
It is true. He was revealed to be the stalker of Undertaker's wife, Sarah. You know, you have the coolest dude ever, and you know, make him a bad guy for no reason. Pretty dumb. Anyways, moving on. True or false? Randy Orton once pissed in a guy's gear bag.
True.
Oh, true. Probably.
It might be true, but in this case, it's false. He actually pooped in a girl's gear bag.
Even worse.
Even worse.
Even worse.
Okay, so lunatic.
So, like, I'm guessing you probably did piss in a guy's gear bag at some point.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm guessing.
yes.
True or false? Harley Race once zapped Owen Hart with a 250,000 volt stun gun.
Sure. True.
True.
True. He was getting back at Owen for spiking the chili at a party and making it super hot.
What the fuck?
Wow.
What the guys?
True or false? The Rock got breast reduction surgery.
False.
False.
True. Being half Samoan, he naturally had a fatter chest and wanted to look more shredded. So he wrestled in a shirt for a few number of months.
Oh yeah.
What?
I never thought of that. Oh,
Weird.
yeah, shit. Huh.
All right.
Wow.
Going the opposite now. Goldust, aka Dustin Rhodes, got implants, breast implants.
I want to say true.
False.
False. Vince pitched the idea and Goldust was on board, but Vince later changed his mind.
So that character has to do something weird like that, but maybe not.
True or false? Wrestlers banned The Miz from the locker room for eating fried chicken.
Who?
The Miz, he's a newer kind of wrestler.
For
True.
eating fried chicken.
For eating fried chicken.
True. Sure.
False. Why would they do that?
True. The Miz was eating it over another wrestler's bag and was forced to change in the stadium's regular bathroom for months.
Oh.
What a dick.
Wow.
Couple more here. Vince once pitched an incest storyline.
Oh, come on, Vince.
True.
True.
Probably true.
While Stephanie was pregnant, Vince pitched the idea that he or Shane would be the father. Stephanie said, hell no.
Damn right. It's good on her because knowing him, he'll do whatever he can to drive sales, and he'd do like that.
And the final question here we have true or false? Drew Carey, Snoop Dogg, Donald Trump, and Bruce Willis are all in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
I don't think Bruce Willis is.
I don't think Bruce Willis is, but I know the first three I'm pretty sure are.
Donald Trump, I think, must be. No.
I know he's there.
I know he wrestled. I don't see them being false. They can't be in the.
Yeah, I say false too.
Yeah. You guys nailed it. False because Bruce Willis is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
the other
definitely.
three are.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Drew Carey participated in a Royal Rumble match once.
And David Arquette is in shit for that too. Or he did something too, didn't he?
He wrestled in WCW. He actually became the world heavyweight champion at one point. Which,
Really?
Yeah, because he was in a wrestling movie.
Yes, with Oliver
And-
Platt, right?
Yeah, and WCW thought it was a good idea to put it on a celebrity for some reason, and it blew
There's
up
a
in their
new
face.
documentary with that out on Netflix. I haven't
Mhm.
watched it yet, but yeah, it's
He's actually he actually came back into wrestling, and he's like, people talking shit. I'll be a real wrestler. Fuck it.
cool.
He ended up doing it. So there you go.
There you go, cool.
There you guys go. I think you guys were kind of. Tyler was winning for a while, and I think Eric kind of tied it up there towards the end.
Yeah. Fucked up. I played it too safe.
Yeah.
This could have easily been like 50 questions long. But there you go. Any other final thoughts on wrestling?
It's weird.
It is weird.
It's entertaining though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, how long has wrestling been around for? How many storylines can you come up with? You have to be creative, right? You got to run ideas somewhere. Hence the incest idea, I guess.
Yeah. So I actually remember that when I said like before the Mae Young and Mark Henry had sex too much and they died. That's actually from a different storyline with Tori Wilson's dad and another like WWE diva, and the WWE diva marries Tori Wilson's old dad, and on the honeymoon he dies because they had too much sex. So then Tori Wilson wrestles her at WrestleMania to avenge her father.
That's legendary.
Oh, damn you!
God.
There's another one that I almost put in here, and that was true or why I should just ask you now. True or false? Vince McMahon died in a car explosion one week and came back the next week totally fine.
True. I watched that one. I remember that.
Yeah, that's true.
It is true.
Yeah.
Because right after he did that, Chris Benoit died. So it's like, we can't have an angle with somebody dying when somebody actually died in real life.
Makes sense.
Yes. So there you go. If you like that podcast, leave a like and subscribe here on YouTube. Share with a friend. If you have a friend who's into wrestling, share it with them. They're going to get all these questions right, probably. And like and subscribe over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening it to. And head over to our Facebook page. Like us on there as well. And that's going to do it. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back here tomorrow for the weekly wrap-up. But until then, adios.
See ya.
See you guys.